So I mentioned a second ago that we're going to have some fun today. You guys can all breathe a sigh of relief that we're not doing anything intense. All I'm really going to be asking you to do today is to get all of the rest of the information and modeling ready for us to be able to have a full, complete environmental canvas when we render or begin to start rendering next week. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is we need to get in the practice of setting up some kind of contextual model. So I'm going to present a few extra tools for you guys to be able to pull in some modeling elements in order to give your environment some believability. And it doesn't have to be anything super intense. And there are also some shortcuts I'm going to show you that are more of a renderable model way of thinking. And so you're not going to get hung up on lots and lots of detail here. So, first and foremost, I mentioned that it's an environmental model. And so what we're going to do is basically place it in an actual landscape, which we could sit here in Rhino and just model a fake landscape, and you could do that to your heart's content. But what I like to do is to actually pull real landscapes from a pretty nifty tool called Sketchup. And I know you guys know how I feel about Sketchup. I'm not generally a fan of it, but the one thing it does really well is it connects to a lot of external resources. So that would mean if you go up to File, and this really cool thing called geolocation. Let's add a location here. Oh, yeah.
Are you recording this?
Yes, I am recording it. Anyway, you guys can start opening it. I know I didn't tell you to open it yet, but go ahead and start opening it while I'm explaining this, because it'll take a while to explain it. Yes?
SketchUp Designer 2013 or just SketchUp?
2015. It should say 2015, I think. I don't know. I don't know what versions are installed. Just whatever one is the most recent version. So, so the geolocation here is pretty nifty. It's basically all satellite mapped terrain. And so if we wanted to type in Mount San Antonio College, I don't know why it brought us all the way down there to the security booth, but so this is campus right here, right? So we could bring in a map of campus, which is pretty simple, and you can say select region, and I'm going to select everything. Actually, let me cancel that and zoom out a little bit more so we can get more of this hillside here. Select region and just pull it out to the maximum size. And then when you hit grab, it processes and it'll bring it into your model. And in SketchUp, it just looks like this, and it has that silly message over it. Don't worry about that. We'll get rid of that later. But the really cool thing here, guys, is that I can just go to File, Geolocation, and Show Terrain, and it actually shows me the hillside. Right, so this is the actual slope of campus here, and it doesn't look like much now, but I know when you're walking up it, it feels like quite a bit. That's us right there. So what we're going to do with this is pull a certain landscape from an area of interest, and I like to use, if we're doing, like, I want to show you guys a coastal environment so that you can blend ocean and land. So I'm going to pick something on, like, the Oregon coast, and I'm not sure exactly where, but, or even the Amalfi Coast would be cool. Let's try that real fast, actually. Oh, well, let me delete it. Unlock. Delete. File, geolocation, add more imagery. Oh, that's not nearly zoomed out enough. There we go, some weird field in Oregon. Let's pick something that's kind of interesting here. Here we go. This looks like an interesting spot. I'm going to select that. Yeah, just grab that one. Ooh. Sorry, I have to start a new one actually, because that geolocation screwed it up and placed it somewhere else. So let me do that again. Oh, look at that, it saved my spot. I didn't even know it did that. Grab it. Oh, thanks, Google. Anyway, so let's check it out, and so I'm going to go to Show Terrain. And it's rather simple, but it gives me this pretty cool little, I'll call it like a jetty, not quite a peninsula. Maybe it's a peninsula. But anyway, so you can kind of see where the ocean is, and you can see where the land is. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for here in this part of the assignment. So I'm going to kind of release you guys to spend a few minutes trying to find something like this, and then we'll move forward into actually bringing it into Rhino, adding an ocean plane, and then starting to look at how do you actually model this thing. Any questions?
So we need an ocean plane?
I would like you to find something like this that has like a distinctive boundary to it. And so the easiest way to find that is like in an ocean environment. So that's kind of why I went to the coast. It's because I want to show you a particular technique for blending two different types of surfaces. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, let's go with that. Okay, so just capturing this real quick on the end of the video here. This is the land, that's the ocean, pretty clear.